Huh. So this is our latest one, hey? Well, it at least looks, better than the last 10 other items. Yeah, everyone gets their fair shot, but it's frustrating on our end when we are assessing so many different quote-unquote antiques and they turn out to be, not the real deal. Because everyone wants to make money, huh? Yeah. Well, at least this one does look promising. It looks at least well taken care of. It's gonna need some cleaning before I assess it. How much time do I have with this one? I might get a little bit more. Can you give me 10 extra minutes? Great, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, if you could just leave any extra cleaning and all that supplies there on the table for me. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping this one is finally gonna be an actual piece, but I can't be sure until we do a proper assessment of it. Yeah, I hope so too. We'll see. Yeah, you go. I'll give you a shout if I need you. Excellent, thank you. Well, we're going to see if you're worth what your owners say you are. You seem, upon first glance, to be well cared for, a little dusty. You sat maybe in a storage closet for a while. But, that's a good sign. You got a lot of items that come in here and they're brand new. I can tell right away that they're not as old as people think they are, or they've super cleaned them, thinking that will help with getting a higher offering of cost, but you better hope that you are worth what they say you are. Let me take a look here in my notes and what I was sent over about you. Your item 3794. 3794. Here we go. Okay. And there is Catherine Bates. Claims that you are 103 years old. That's questionable, but we will see. She might be at least a little close. You look. It could be maybe 70, 80 years old. But, see there. So upon first inspection, initial object is slightly dusty, needs cleaning, okay, so you don't seem broken anywhere. Once I wipe this final layer of dust off you, then it'll give me a better picture, but you so far don't seem to have any issues, so that's good. No, but inspection. Okay. And so your owners claim that you are an old family heirloom, as is pretty common. I'm not sure what family member you're from, but that it's been in your family for a couple generations. Sat in a closet for a long time. Your current owner was given it in a box of memorabilia, but did not realize that you were in there until very recently. Okay, fair. Well, let me get you cleaned up, and we're gonna see really how old you are. So, let me get my sponge here, and I'm just going to lightly, gently clean down all here. Thankfully, whatever location you were stored in for a long time definitely was a very dry climate, which is great. Means are easier to clean and still look in great condition under all this dust. Had some recent objects where the owners didn't keep it in a dry place, and so while the item itself would have been worth actually more, it was in such bad condition that it was not going to be sellable and would cost more to repair it than to sell it at that point. So, these people just never know. They get so particular about, they think they know everything. They think they can get, $100, $500, $800, $5,000 for something. But really, they've A, not cared for the item, and B, they actually don't know what they're talking about, and it is a replica, a knockoff item, an item that came out decades after that type of item was popular, and so it's really not that old or worth as much. Walk around at the back here. Okay. Good. Seem quite clean. I think need to go in now and remove a couple little hairs and things that are still sticking to you a bit. bit. Good. Hmm. At the back there, just gonna reach. Good. Okay. Here. There. 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 Alright. Let's see. Yeah, you're in much better condition than I thought. And now I can see your full, like, kind of colors and details a lot better, which is excellent. Quite stunning, actually. In comparison to all the pieces of junk that have been coming through my storefront lately. But you know what? I think there are a couple little, I can't tell if they're like pieces of you that have broken off or what, so I'm just going to gently pat them and remove anything. Just want to make sure that they are. There. Just want to make sure there's no food remnants. Or if you're in a closet, maybe like something else that was stored in the closet might have made a mess. So, for example, I've got a spot here on you that doesn't seem to be your typical color or anything. It's not really coming off. So I'm just gonna mix it in this tiny solution here. That's very, very gentle. Don't worry. Dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it. There. One more. Leave it for a second. It should peel that little bit of, I don't know if it's paint or something else might have broken down in the box that you were in. And then I can just there we go. The little pieces are now coming off here. Just a little bit more there. Good. Alright. I think that's all of that spot. Good. And I didn't seem to leave any markings behind, which is excellent. Spin a little bit more here. The back seems fine. You do seem like you've got one other marking here on your right a bit, so I'm just going to re-dab the solution. Here. Good, 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 good. A little bit more. Good, good, good. Alright. sit for a minute. Good, it's starting to come off here. This seems to be the same type of material, whatever it is, that was stuck to you. But figure out that later. A little bit more, a little bit more. Good. Okay. Final piece. Excellent. Yeah. And perfect job, if I do say so myself. No markings left behind, no residue. It's perfect. What I have to do next now in the process is take a couple quick measurements of you. Need to make sure I have the proper recording of everything so that if I do go ahead and do a full, final assessment of you, just in the documentation you need to have your measurements. Goodness, there's quite a storm going on outside. Alright, so let's get your width here. Okay. And height. Oh, you're taller than I thought. How about in the front here? There's a little bit of difference. As I thought, you're slightly misshapen. Do I believe that's on purpose? Because you're definitely handmade here. Which is another good sign for this appraisal. Okay. Let's get your dimensions from your left side to the right side here. Okay. Take this again one more time. Yeah, same thing. Okay. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna pull up the back measurements on you. So this back end is a little bit slightly higher because of that misshapeness. Okay. I always take 2 measurements to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. And then I'm going to measure around the top. So it's going to go over the front of you here, measuring to the back right here. Okay. That's fine. Try again the other way. Apologies, just check that measurement here. Okay. Measure around this side now. This side to the side. Your right side. Okay. Now, moving on your other side here. To the front. And that is equal at 22.139. Okay. Right. fun measurements are over. Getting now quite a good sense. The more I look at you, the more I get info on you, clean you up, and taking your measurements. I have a good idea about your age and what era you might be from, as well as your creator. I feel like I have a couple different items made by the same person in my shop at the moment. But before I go and give your owners a full appraisal of you, I do need to do a final set of questions and info here, as well as I do need to draw a sketch of you. You have already been photographed by my assistant, and photos have been sent by your owners as well. But I just need to do this on my own accord. I'm a little bit stingy, if you haven't noticed, about how I do things here. It's old and by the books. Alright, so your measurements were excellent. Is your measurements taken? Let me go. I'm gonna put your sketch here. Start with the top section. It's here, okay. And then good. And down here on the left side. Good. I gotta say, dear, you've been growing on me just a little bit. You're such a unique piece, and you've got a lot of charm to you. So, right back there. I'm just gonna do a brief sketch of your detailing here. Stuff on the top here and down. It's gonna move around like this. Excellent. And down. Alright. So now for the final fun part of the appraisal is, after all the measuring, cleaning, inspecting, sketching, I'm going to take some notes and write up a quick final amount, date that I think you're from, etc., which I will then send to your owners. They can decide, if they want me to search for more info from them, or if they want to just hold on to you, or if they want to sell you to me in my shop, or it will then do more of the different deep dives into your history, try to get some exact dates when you were made, who passed, whose hands you passed through, etc. But, let's see. Generally, I don't get to that point because I, especially today, have to outright tell people that I will not be purchasing their item because they're dupes, they're in such bad condition that it's not worth me buying them. So, hoping at least you will be worth a little more history into. So I think you are actually pretty close to the age that your owners had guessed. I'm thinking you're a couple years older, actually. I want to say you're from Wales, from a certain creator there that I know. I think I've got one in mind, maybe two, just in case. But I think you're from 1893. Okay? 1893 in Wales. I believe southern Wales. Not sure if your owners have any Welsh history, but that could explain how maybe it passed through hands. Maybe they immigrated here, or their previous generations did. Brought the item over with them. Okay. You're in very good condition for your age. And if, upon further research, you are from this particular creator, I would estimate you about $800 and we're going to say $29 at the moment. This is just an approximate for the appraisal to give to the owner so that then they can go ahead and decide where to go further. You might be worth a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on if with the search into your history, maybe the artist is not who we thought it was, so they're not as famous, or maybe they're a little bit more common of a piece than we previously thought you were, etc. I've seen similar pieces to you, like I said, from the other artists, but I've not seen one quite like yours. There's a lot more detail, a lot more uniqueness. So that could point to that you were one of the first that were made, and then as the artists got more popular, they made more copies and versions of pieces that they just didn't have time to do as detailed work, or it could be the opposite, that you're a little bit younger than we thought, and you're a later, more detailed work of the artist once they got more specialized in their craft. Right. Well, I think I'm gonna get going, give all this info to my associate to print up official documentation for your owners. I'm hoping that they want to sell you to me. You can be with all my other trinkets in my shop, and maybe even if you're special enough, into my personal collection. Right. Well, I'll see you in a bit. Thank you for staying still as I do a little appraisal on you, and I'll see you soon. Alright, bye now.